William Zepeda obliterates Cabrera with his bully style. So we're going to be breaking down his style, the good, the bad, the ugly. Welcome to Fouts Boxing Theory, professional striking coach for boxing and MMA. And we're going to be talking about all the good stuff about Mr. Zepeda's style. So first off, starting off, immediately trying to get a little stabbing jab here toward the body. Now, I say stabbing jab because he's really just trying to lunge in here and get as much weight into that shot as possible. He's not really trying to get off the line. He's just trying to kind of smash into the line. Okay, now he doesn't really have an active guard. Most of the stuff he's going to be doing is going to be, especially in this closed stance, if we talk about the line and what side of the line, right? If his opponent is the line, okay, he's going to be mostly on the right side of the line, okay? This is going to create some very, very interesting problems for him that we're going to get to see him kind of solve. Now, his opponent landing a little bit of a body shot here, and now because he doesn't really have an active guard, okay, this is really important, he's going to rely on his opponent crossing the line for him. So as Cabrera approaches his line, he's going to be trying to circle out this way, and as he does, he has to cross his hand. And as he crosses the hand, he's going to reach out there and throw that punch at his body. And take a look at how Cabrera controls space right there with his lead hand. He tries to punch Zepeda in the face, but he still has to eat the body shot, and that being more important. Okay, a very, very good shot, especially because of the fact that they're in the closed stance and they're southpaws. That's actually the liver side. Now, as Cabrera gets back to his circling, again, he's going to find himself in a very similar position where he gets on the line and he's going to be crossing the line of Zepeda, and Zepeda is able to kind of, again, come in here with this stabbing jab, again, to the liver, a body shot. Now, this is something that Cabrera absolutely has to start dealing with, and it's only 14 seconds into the fight. So, as it's coming forward, I want you guys to pay attention to his guard. Okay, now it's fine to have your arm up here. It's fine that there's no guard here. You got to interact with your hand, but sometimes it's very, very difficult to guard all the places on the line. Okay, and if you don't ever cross the line and use an active guard, then you're always going to have this guard when you make an attack on the line, or this hole when you make an attack on the line because of your lack of a guard. You don't ever make it to the other side of the line. And that means that if every time you make an attack, your head makes it to the same position, it's very easy to time and start finding this hole. Okay. Now, as we take a look at Zepeda, he comes forward. He doesn't really have as much of an active guard. He is bringing his weight a little bit to the line here, but I do want you to notice if an overhand right were to come around the guard here, an overhand left, I'm sorry, he would still be very susceptible to that attack. The hole would be there. If very, very likely, like Cabrera, if he threw a jab at the same time that he threw a right hand, it would also be a very, very favorable sequence for Cabrera, which is what we're going to see here. Notice jumping back onto the line here, throwing that shot, and being susceptible to that overhand right. Now, it's not like uh, Zepeda is going to be like a fish out of water, because the fact that this is his normal style, he's going to have an adjustment. We're going to take a look at that. But I wanted to kind of show a little bit about why it's so difficult to fight Zepeda. If we take a look at this here, right, he's going to get to the front foot. He gets eat a body shot here. Nobody wants to eat a body shot. Now he gets to the front foot here again. And again, there's always going to be a hole, right? There's always some hole, and Cabrera is able to find it here. But Cabrera has to get on the line here and throw hard, meaningful shots or something every single time Zepeda gets to the line with him. He has to do something in here. Zepeda forcing him to put a lot of weight on the line to keep enough space in between him and Zepeda so that he doesn't get knocked out. Right? It sounds kind of obvious, but it's a very, very, very difficult task to be doing stuff like this. And now again, the lack of an active guard from Zepeda means that he's never really crossing the line or really bringing his weight to the front foot. So he's always going straight forward or straight back. And in this case, going straight forward, getting caught, or going straight back, getting caught by the hook of Cabrera, instead of coming straight forward with the jab, getting caught with the right hand over the top. Again, these holes are definitely a big problem for somebody fighting in a division like Zepeda is, with as many snappy and devastating punchers as there are, especially, I'll say in and around that weight class, right? Now, as he gets to the line again, throwing that jab, Cabrera doesn't really have to make any adjustment. All he has to do is move straight into his right hand as soon as he starts seeing Zepeda come to the line. And he's like, okay, I think I can get him over the top of that jab. And again, that hole winds up being present over and over and over again. Now, he's going to make a little bit of an adjustment here. And look at how instead of throwing a jab here, Zepeda tries to throw a rear hand, which will help him cross the line and get out of the way of the timing that Cabrera is trying to use to attack his jab. Okay, it's very, very interesting because this is not necessarily how you think you would beat that jab, but feinting the jab in this moment and then crossing the line, because he makes it look like he's going to get to the line with that hole, and he's still going to be there on that attacking beat, but he winds up crossing the line. Now, he does still get a little bit tagged here as he's coming across here, and he's coming across, but he's landing the shot. He's going to still be able to make that move a little bit better. Now, again, Cabrera still having to be very, very active, still very looking to take advantage of those timings. And again, right after he lands that rear hand, he lands another rear hand as Zepeda comes in, and then another leaping left hook. But if you're not hurting Zepeda, right, you have to be able to formulate and organize a proper game plan, right? And it doesn't look like Cabrera is formulating or organizing his fight plan very well, and using a lot of energy to interact with Zepeda. He's not leashing him. Now, another thing that Zepeda did really, really, really well in this fight was stop himself from getting tied up. And we're going to see that a little bit. Now, again, very, very, very poor defense. Look at how he gets to the front foot here. And again, this is indicative of somebody who doesn't usually have an active guard. He's making it to the front foot, but he doesn't have his left hand with him to block punches, right? He doesn't usually make it to this side of the line without throwing the punch. Okay, and you can kind of see that by the fact that he's kind of getting hit there. And again, all those holes are just still there, still present, but it is a lot of work to keep that kind of pressure off of you. But again, you do still have to be able to get some value, be able to hit kind of hard to take advantage of those holes that are present from Zepeda, right? Because he still is putting on a lot of pressure. Again, stepping jab, look at the hole that's present with the rear hand over the top. Again, this hole is always, always, always available against somebody who does not have an active guard. You can just kind of accidentally guess, right? Oh, and on average, it's really good. Now, again, Zepeda is going to make a little bit of an adjustment here, get to that position. Instead of throwing a lead hand, he throws a rear hand, and again, gets his head off the line. Really, 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 really good punch here. Now, comes forward, gets hit with a little bit of a hook, tries to body up, and Zepeda does a good job of keeping his kind of frames on the chest there. We're going to see a little bit of some cool stuff. Now, real quick, take a look at how he throws this rear hand here, and he's going to throw the shot, boom, and look at him shift forward here. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to see him make some adjustments there, some really, really cool stuff off of some rear hands right there, controlling him with the lead hand. Now, because of all those rear hands coming over the top of the rear hand control that Cabrera was using, because he felt really comfortable throwing the rear hand to control space because he was getting Zepeda. Now Cabrera has to start using the jab, controlling space instead. He's not able to throw the rear hand because he's getting hit. Now take a look at the beautiful, beautiful work here from Zepeda as Cabrera tries that very, very, very classic spoiling tactic as he gets in the corner, jab, right? Jab, tries to get under a possible counter, tries to body up, tries to get control, and tries to hold him. But look at you can't really see his forearm here, but his forearm is on Cabrera's body, preventing him in this moment from bodying up with him. He's also getting control of this arm, preventing it from wrapping around his body. Now he's going to grab it, continue to frame, creating space, controlling him here, controlling the arm, keeping it off of him. Beautiful, beautiful work. Misses his first attack, re-gets control, then Cabrera does a good job of actually, tying his arm up, which you don't want to see him holding the arm and tying the arm up too much, but here's the thing. He's still able to be punched, so it doesn't matter that much, right? And Zepeda doing an excellent job of getting a spot to land a shot there. Boom. And then finding, once he gets let go because he's landing good shots, following up with an excellent shot here. Again, Beautiful, beautiful little framing in there. Beautiful control of the arms from Zepeda, and really, really able to make the most out of that sequencing. Now, again, getting to the front foot. Now, getting to the front foot, and instead of throwing the jab and then immediately getting countered with the rear hand, and then throwing the jab and getting countered by the jab here, he's getting to the front foot here, not even having to catch the jab and getting to the front foot. Now, he didn't land his punch, but that's not the important part. He's finally found a way to successfully navigate getting around both controls of Cabrera, the rear hand control and the lead hand control, to get to the inside. And now he's throwing that rear hand, and like I said, following up with that left hook, getting a little shift in there and throwing that shot in there, getting a little bit under a possible counter. Now, again, getting great control over his opponent, not allowing him to body up and hold him. Great control, great framing, great, great inside fighting. His head positions still use work. It's still not great, but he's not allowing Cabrera, the bigger, taller, longer guy, who normally it's not very difficult for guys like that to get a grip on you, to really hold you, right? Um, yeah. Now he's getting a little like, what is this, the collar tie, but still, again, if you're decent on the inside, if you know what you're doing yourself, he's still able to find shots on the inside from his free hand, from his free side, being able to cross the line. Really, really excellent shot. After landing that shot, again, bodying up with him, getting his control with his forearm, right? Now, getting bounced off, so it isn't allowed to follow up there. But again, rear hand, shifting. No, that wasn't that clip. So he throws that shot, tries to frame, tries to get under that shot here, tries to body up. Excellent little framing here. Again, getting his forearm on his neck, not allowing him to body up with him, so he can continue finding offense, not allowing him to spoil the fight. Now, this is the thing that makes him so difficult to fight. That and the fact that we saw him get punched in the face a bunch of times and it didn't really rock him or nothing. Getting good control, getting him to under, again, getting a good frame. Again, nothing illegal about this. He's not shoving him. He's just preventing him in this moment while he is pressing all his weight into him. He's got this frame here. Okay. Now he has to let go of this frame because he didn't get the connection that he wanted. He's not going to be able to grab him, and he knows he's in danger. He's not going to win this, and that gives Zepeda the opportunity to maybe throw punches and maybe find an opportunity to score, right? To take advantage of the poor position that Cabrera has found himself in, trying to body up with somebody while he's out of position, especially. Now, again, controlling, beautiful work, okay? Finding a way to get to the line, controlling enough space that he can catch this jab, and now look at how good of a job he's done forcing an interaction from his opponent before he's had to give one, right? Look at how close he is. He can just snap onto him and throw that rear hand. He kind of misses it. That's not really the point. Um, but it's actually from having a decent defense. Again, stepping jab, telegraphed, always on the same side. If he doesn't break into the second punch, which is the rear hand, so he has to jump down and throw the rear hand, which is considerably more athletic and more costly. Um, he's very easy to time, right? Now, again, bodying up, not allowing him to get the clinch that he wants, not allowing him to get the space to rest, right? And then timing him over the top of that controlling jab, right? Beautiful, beautiful work. Again, um, and one of Cabrera's worst problems is that he doesn't really know how to continue creating space. He doesn't know how to leash his opponent correctly. Um, as you can see right now, there's nothing on there, no control, right? Just allowing him to basically pendulum onto his line, right? Coming forward freely. Now, trying to body up again. Take a look at the elbow of Zepeda, right? Recognizing, oh, he's not punching me. I don't need my guard anymore, right? Sacrificing his guard to get control with his elbow to frame. Now he's sacrificing that to move his head, using his head to control, moving down and getting planted to throw this punch. He does wind up getting hit, right? So a little bit of a decent adjustment from Cabrera because this is something that's been happening over and over and over again, right? But I just wanted to include that so you guys can see the little process. Now, again, this is what it takes to spoil a fight. This is what happens. This is what you get when you allow people to, you know, skirt the rules, right? Making it look like an accident that he's holding his head down here, right? Because he doesn't want to fight on the inside, right? And we're going to take a look at some inside clips too. Take a look at some of that stuff as well. Getting to the front foot, trying to break with that rear hand like he did the last time. Mm, mm. Little sequence there. No good work from and Zepeda ready off that pendulum step. Boom, boom, bop. Catches him peeling. And this was, I thought, like a particularly cool sequence. Jabbing, pendulum into the two here. Getting onto his line. And again, this is just what's going to happen over and over and over again. Again, doing a very, very good job with his arms here. Boom. Gets the frame. Controlling him with the forearm. Not allowing him to, to close that space up, right? Creating enough space with the forearm that he can tie it up and create a little more with his head. So some beautiful work in here. And again, not giving any space to being held, right? So much work to fight him. And again, that's what you need if you're fighting to fight somebody like Shakur Stevenson, right? Which is interesting because trying to get under, again, no bodying up. Um, De La Hoya is talking about him fighting Zepeda fighting some bum. I don't even know who it was, some idiot. Now real quick, I just want to go back on the last clip real quick. He's going to jab here, boom, pendulum, and then he tries to body up with them, right? And now in this one, he's going to jab, boom, pendulum, and then throw the two because he's moving away, right? So off of that, instead of bracing to get bodied up, he knows he's going to run this time, and he's able to follow up with the rear hand, make a little adjustment. Now again, throwing the rear hand, boom, take a look at his shift here, take a look at his guard here, take a look at him bringing his right side back forward, right? Reshifting. We're going to see him do something with that in a second here, I think. Is that the same clip? Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Who am I today? I'm falling apart. 2, shift, 3. Ooh, following up a little bit. And again, he's so difficult to fight because once he gets that close, doing the 2, doing the shift, doing the 3, he's still got that control. He's still getting control with his forearm, getting control with his body there, bumping into you, right? Creating a little space to throw another punch. Right? So difficult to fight. Again, difficult to get on him. As soon as you body up with him, he's creating space with his forearms. Boom. And all he needs is space to throw one punch. Through the punch, regains control of the guy's arm with his forearm again. Beautiful, beautiful work. Control. Create a little bit of space. Didn't get the space he wanted. Or didn't get the punch that he wanted. But, yeah. Doing an excellent job of not allowing his opponent to spoil. Jab, pendulum. His opponent doesn't know if it's going to be a right hand, doesn't know if he's going to body up with them, doesn't know. And he takes an angle, and his opponent tries to body up with them, and he winds up taking an angle and throwing that shot. Very similar to Bam. And more importantly, the second follow-up shot right there that you kind of can't see on that end, right? Really, really, really good work. And again, even though that jab is predictable, we knew it was coming. We knew where his head was going to be. There's so much pressure. You got to interact with him on so many beats, so many. Boom. Again, frame, right? Control him, create space, body shot, reframe, create space. No breaks, right? He's not taking breaks on the inside. Jab, pendulum, frame, get shoved, get attacked. Boom, boom, shift, 2, shift, 3, shift, body up, frame, punch, frame. Again, beautiful, beautiful work. Overall, a very, 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 very difficult fighter to fight. Now getting on the line, and I just wanted to show last time he did 2, shift, 3. This time he goes 2, and then he goes 3 immediately, right? A little bit of an adjustment to make make a little bit more value out of that shot, get a little bit more a different timing, right? Not allowing his opponent to adjust to the 3 beat, right? Hitting him on the second one, and that one was really, really, really fast. Still getting hit himself, but anyway, last clip here. Now again, throwing those shots. And now take a look as he throws that shot and he tries to body up, right? Throwing this shot. And again, look at him trying to move onto Zepeda's line, right? He wants to body up with them. He doesn't want there to be any space. He can't keep him off of him. He doesn't want to get hit by the rear hands from a distance. He doesn't want to get hit by the jabs from the distance. He doesn't want to get hit by the body shots from a distance. But he can't even get close to him, getting framed. I'm not as much of a fan as the shoving there, but boom, 1-2 over the top. Boom, again, getting control of him, not allowing him to get control, finding space to punch, putting the pressure, sees the arm coming, sees him try to body up. Excellent body shot from Cabrera, and then again he tries to body up, creating a little bit of space, and there's just nowhere for Cabrera to hide, right? Now getting under this shot, excellent body shot. It gets, it looks like it's getting under, like it's getting parried, but it lands way up here. Boom, you can see it landing here, and then getting dragged off by the parry here. And again, Cabrera knows he can't keep at this distance. He can't stay this far away. He's going to keep getting hit there. Throwing this shot, trying to body up with them, getting countered here, and then again, the final most important punch here. Boom, an excellent, excellent body shot here. Again, as Cabrera is trying to throw his own left, he's trying to throw that shot so that he can shift forward and again eats a little liver shot and then can't stop him from landing punch after punch after punch. Overall, Zepeda does have some weaknesses. We saw very early Cabrera was able to explode onto his lines, throw lots of hard shots, score at will. You know, Zepeda has to be pretty athletic to protect his jab and to hide it, and the only way is to kind of jump into the jab and then break into the two. But he still has the same hole and has to cross the line. He can just do it a little bit faster if he wants. So it's not really that great of a hole covering. Um, I would say that Zepeda is definitely a guy he's gonna be pretty hard to fight for anybody. I think he's the guy. He's the more power punching version of Subriel Matias, but I think he gets to the line a little bit better than Subriel does. But Subriel he throws so many punches, and that's the difference. I think that there's some similarities, but Subriel is the Subriel is the combination punching version, and Zepeda is the more power punching version. More throwing one punch something, one punch control, one punch control, one punch control. Did a good job stepping around on the inside with his inside fighting as well. Overall, a pretty solid performance. Very, 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 very solid performance. He didn't give Cabrera any necessarily unnecessary opportunities. He showed some very obvious holes in, not really having an active guard, still being very active on the line and being very threatening. But still a lot of predictableness. You know, there's definitely some room for somebody like Cabrera to reorganize their fight strategy and reorganize their fight plan so that they're able to um, not expend so much energy scoring, when they don't need to score, when they need, um, they don't need points, they need to make it out of the round, you know. Um, and I think that that kind of stuff with, this next generation of high level fighters, because in and around Zepeda's weight class, there are a lot of very good punchers. We've got Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez. We've got the suspended Ryan Garcia. Um, and there's a few other that I'm not mentioning that I don't remember. Um, I don't want to say, you know, Devin Haney and the likes of power punchers. Oh, we have Isaac Cruz, um, and they can all take advantage of the very predictable come forward style. Now, Regis Prograis as well, also a very good fighter, hard puncher. Um, but even somebody like Devin Haney may be able to take advantage of it. Even though we saw how vulnerable Devin Haney was, most people are going to think that it's time to write Devin Haney off, like I've been saying for a while. But Devin Haney is still a very tough fight for any normal guy, for any like regular dude. You know, Anybody that's not really fast and explosive and snappy, Devin Haney is going to be a very hard fight. Um, and Zepeda, he's kind of fast, and kind of snappy. There's definitely a world where Devin Haney organizes a good enough game plan, like he did against Prograis. He organizes a good enough game plan where there's no space, there's no holes, there's no being relaxed, there's no time off. You have to fight Zepeda, as we saw in this fight. You can be fast and explosive and be leaping on the guy's line like Floyd Mayweather and throwing these rear hands over the top of the jab as the guy tries to get on your line. You're intercepting him with the most damaging and powerful shot you got. And, when he tries to get off the line, you're still catching him with the leaping left hooks. And you still have to fight and you still have to organize the way that you expend your energy very well. And Cabrera did not do that at all. And I think that Haney could do that. You know, that was one of those things that I was wondering about him um, before the Regis Prograis fight is whether he could do that or not, and he showed that he could. I thought there was an inevitability where he was going to get hit, just like Ryan Garcia was going to hit him for sure. So anyway, um, you know, good style. He definitely has things he needs to work on. We'll do another one of these the next time he fights and see what he's fixed and what he hasn't. See you guys. Oh, also don't forget to check out the Fouts Boxing Academy.